Hello, guys. Happy Thursday. We are going to be painting the free file today. Thanks for joining me. This is Amy with Designs. Welcome to another paint tutorial. I'm sitting here trying to get as much paint out of this container as I can because I am almost out. And I still have not gone to the store to get more paint. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Leisha. How are y'all doing? Okay. So y'all know I can't just make this not complicated. I have to, at the last minute, decide that I'm going to do something like weird and different and crazy because I get bored with paint. So I have to do something different. I'm looking for, oh, you know what? I know where my brown is. It's down here. I have a big thing of brown. Okay. So I'm going to paint a night sky because we're going to do we're going to make it look like we're sitting around the fire pit at night because that's when we sit around the fire pit. I don't know when y'all sit around the fire pit, but that's when we do. So we're going to do a night sky and we're going to do some splatter stars. I don't know what that noise is. My feet are here. Everyone's here. Everyone's in the house. There's people cutting the grass outside. It's like there's noise everywhere. Okay, whoever's saying they're glad to be here today, I am so glad you're here, but I cannot see your name because it says Facebook user. So if you cannot, if there's no StreamYard button to let me see your profile, because it'll say something like StreamYard permission or something like that. If you don't see that button, hop over and watch me from my Facebook page, Lulu, instead of watching in the group that you're watching from, because then I can see who you are, because right now it just says Facebook user. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out a couple things. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do these stars because I need my clear acrylic block. Do y'all remember when I used my clear acrylic block from my stamping days to do my white splatter stars? Does anybody remember that? That was a long time ago. So anyway, we'll figure out a way to do it, but we're going to do like a purpley blue navy kind of deal, making it look like a night sky, or I think it's going to look like a night sky. So we are going to start with, this is Lilac Meadow, and all these are Deco Art paints. No, this is not sponsored. I should probably try to be a sponsor for Deco Art, but there's my paper towels. But it is not sponsored. Okay. So, sorry, I just did this like kind of last minute, like I need to do a live and I really want to paint this. So I'm like trying to pull all my stuff together to do this today. All right, so I have an 18-inch shiplap round. Oh, by the way, in the file, I changed something today. So if you've already downloaded this file and you want to download the updated version, just click the button again and go back and you can download it again and it will be updated. But all I did was make the fire layered. So I took the 3 little fire pieces and I layered them. So that's the only change. So if you want that version, if you don't know how to like move those pieces out and cut them separately yourselves, then you can just go back and download the new version. And it will be there for you like that. Because I like layers. I like things to have like dimension. And I think that's why we have lasers, right? Because we can, cut all these fun pieces. It's not just a flat door. We get to do 3D designs. Because I used to do door hangers with my jigsaw before I had a laser. And you can't cut all those little pieces the jigsaw. You can cut them out with a scroll saw, but it is very tedious. And I know because I've tried. And I broke many scroll saw blades trying to do it. Okay, so this is magenta. Okay, so we're going with like a little bit of a darker purpley shade. I'm not rinsing my brush off. I'm blending. This is my favorite way to paint. I love to blend colors. You don't have to do shiplap lines. There's really no reason to have shiplap lines on this one, but in the file, it is shiplap. So if you just want to ignore the lines, then you can totally do that. I just already had it cut with shiplap, so that's just what I used, even though I'm going to just paint right over it. Okay, so just blending these colors, kind of going back and forth. You can see how the light is getting a little bit darker. And then we are going to add baby blue to the mix. And again, we're not rinsing this brush. And this is a kind of wide angled brush because I love to paint with angled brushes. I feel like I get more control with them. But I know some people prefer a straight brush. It is totally up to you. And I'm getting paint on the side. I mean to do that. I'm making a mess. I'm trying not to paint the sides actually, but I got a little bit too much paint on my door hanger, so that is all right. All right, so we're going up and then we're just coming back down and we're blending. I'm totally addicted to paint blending and doing patterns because it's so easy and you never know what you're going to get. So if you're like a control freak and you like to know exactly how it's going to turn out, this may not be your technique here, but I think it's so fun. All right, and then we're going to add bright blue. Shake this one up. Hello, Miss, who does that say? Penny. Hello, Penny. How are you? Thank you for joining us. And we're just getting darker colors. Let me not put too much paint on there this time because I keep doing that. All right, so we got our bright blue. And I'm blending back down with that blue. And then we're leaving a good chunk of space up at the top for our darkest color. And that is Midnight Blue, which is the perfect name for what we're trying to do, right? Christy says, I love that look. It looks great. I'm going to try that. Thank you. It's so much fun. You will be so addicted. You'll be looking on the internet for like ombre paint colors. Like I literally, y'all, right before I went live, I just went online and I Googled night sky ombre painting. And I just saw a couple of pictures that I thought were pretty. And I was like, purpley, blues, navy, I'm going with it. So I started grabbing colors. It's totally just a last minute kind of deal for me sometimes. I just decide that I want to do this stuff and I just kind of go with it. So I'm bringing this darker blue back down because this is supposed to look like nighttime. So bringing that back down. And then sometimes what I do is I add a little bit of, where's my white? Of white at the top next to the darkest color because it tends to just make the sky look like it's glowing. So I just put some white on my brush. I didn't put it straight on the door hanger because I didn't want it to be like totally white, but I just keep adding it just to make it like look like the sky is glowing a little bit. And then you can bring it back down. You know, it's funny because being on camera kind of helps me a little bit with the colors because they look different when you're not standing right over it. So I look up at the camera and I'm like, okay, that's looking like I want it to, or that's not looking like I want it to. So I do want it to be a little bit more of the dark. So I'm going to go back and add just a little bit of the dark. The midnight blue. Just like that. And that is basically how I want my night sky to look. All right, so now we want stars in our night sky. So I am going to take some white paint, and I have glitter. I wanted to use this little container because I wanted something clear glass. Sorry, I'm looking for places to put everything. Because I want to put a little bit of water and dilute my white paint and then kind of splatter it. But this has glitter in it. And I'm going to dump this glitter out, but then I'm going to actually use it, what's left in it, to make my paint have like a little bit of sparkle. So this is like my sand colored glitter from the other day when I painted the beach door hanger. I posted that on my page. And I'm getting my brush, and it's nice and wet. My brush is nice and wet, and I'm going to mix this up with the glitter. Okay. So I didn't get the water off my brush. So I don't have a ton of paint in here, but what I have in here is mixed with glitter, and I don't really know if that's gonna show up that much, but this is what I'm doing. And I'm probably going to get paint on my laptop, because that's what y'all are watching me from right in front. But I'm just flicking this off. All right, y'all, hear me out. We're supposed to be looking kind of like stars in the night sky. Okay, so that's so it's kind of like a galaxy look, I guess, which might be weird with a fire pit. I don't know, but that's just what I was in the mood to do, so that's what I'm doing. I just get in these weird paint moods. Okay, so there is our sparkly star galaxy night sky, whatever you want to call it. And that's kind of what I was envisioning. So I don't know. We'll see how this looks when it's all put together. It might be totally weird with the fire pit. This would be really cool if you were doing like I don't know, if you were doing stars and a moon, maybe like a nursery sign with like stars and moon and all that stuff. But I don't know. I think it's fun. So, I mean, it's just paint, right? So if you don't like it, you can paint something else. Paint it again. Okay, we're going to let this dry. And I've got my cutouts here. So if you have not grabbed this free file, by the way, if you go to my website, lulubeandesigns.com, and click on free SVG file, you can sign up there. If you've already signed up in the past, then the password you would have gotten the email. If you've signed up in the past, you would have gotten the email this month for the free file, and it would give you the direct link. So if you have any problems getting logged in, if you've forgotten the password, you can email me at amy@lulubeandesigns.com, and I will tell you what the password is. The password is always the same. Oh, thank you, Tanya. My Beth Dutton shirt. Haven't gotten all these out yet. I just cut this out. I thought I had already cut it out the other day, and I went to pull my stuff out to do my live, and I was like, I have not cut this out yet. So here's what I added. Here's what's new. If you downloaded the file before today, you don't have these two pieces. So your fire is just one layer, and that's no fun, right? You want layers. I want layers. So these two pieces are going to be layered on here. So anyway, that's all I added. My laser today, y'all, is cutting like butter. It's making me very happy. All right, that's a separate piece, and then this is layer like that. Okay, you get my drift. All right, so we're gonna get all our little inside pieces out. I forgot to attach my apostrophe. Actually, I don't think I forgot to attach it. I think I chose not to attach it because it looked weird. So it is not attached. So don't lose your apostrophe in your crumb tray. If you guys haven't heard this hint before, if you have little pieces that drop through your crumb tray, can't talk today, you can put a piece of tin foil underneath your wood and it won't fall through. So hot tip for the day. Now it will make the back of the wood, and just in the area that's under the foil or that's on top of the foil, it will make the back of that wood look charred. But that doesn't matter because it's the back of the wood, right? You're not going to see it. Like 3D for the fire. Yeah, just go and download it again, Penny, and you'll get the version that it's 3D because I thought that would look better. All right, so we're going to do, let's see, we're going to do our fire pit first. Where's my pebble that I was just trying to get paint out of? I've already lost it. Here it is. I'll put it upside down. So this is Pebble by Deco Art that I can't get my lid back on, that I use all the time and I need to get more of. This is going to be, I think, a fairly quick sign to paint. There's not that many pieces. The sky is like the most complicated part of all of it, probably. All right, so I'm going to paint the back of this pebble, and you'll be able to see your lines. As long as you score them dark enough, you'll be able to see your lines through there so that you can paint different colors to make it look like your little bricks. This fireplace is made out of, or fire pit is made out of those landscaping bricks. We used to have a fire pit that looked just like this at our old house, actually. It was like a kit that you just put together, and it was great. It worked really well, and you just put sand in it. I do miss my fire pit, but it is too hot down here for a fire pit already in Louisiana. All right, and then I'm just getting paint everywhere today, y'all. All over the place. I'm going to do my bricks in a darker brown. All right, this is going to actually require me to focus, to stay in the lines. If you want to, what you could do is, you know what, and it probably will dry before I try to paint this darker color over it. That's what I'm going to do because it just needs to dry before I can paint that. Let dry, and then we'll come back and do the darker color. If instead of scoring this, if you want to cut all these pieces out, you could totally do that, and then it might be easier. It will be easier to paint, so you could do that. Okay, so this part's going to be red. Where's my red? I need red, orange, yellow. Fire colors. We have lots of colors in this design. Okay, this is True Red. And I don't have to paint inside those other parts because that's not going to show. And this one, we're going to do orange. If I can get the orange open. This is Jack-o'-lantern orange. That's my go-to orange. And I'm not rinsing my brush because I want the colors to kind of look like they blend together. So there's still some red on my brush. I'm actually dipping it back in the red and just kind of making it streaky. And this piece is going to be the bright yellow. And I've got a little bit of the other colors on here as well. So that kind of blends together. Kind of looks like fall leaf colors. And I'm going to go back in with a little red and orange and then kind of make this look a little streaky as well. So this is not just monochromatic for this layer. You can see some color variation in there as well. All right, and we'll let those pieces dry. Okay, now let me think, what color? All right, we're going to be boring here, and we're going to do white on most of these pieces. And the quickest way to do our white is going to be with a sponge stick. So what's everybody doing today? What are you guys doing on this Thursday afternoon? We were supposed to go on a deep sea fishing trip tomorrow, but it looks like where we were gonna go out is going to be, the weather's not going to be good. And you definitely don't want to mess with the weather on a deep sea fishing trip for obvious reasons. So we are going to go to I think it's the Tabasco plant. I think that's the brand that my husband told me it was. We're going to take the kids there tomorrow to tour that. So that should be fun. All right, this is the way I like to do my white or a lot of colors for letters because I don't get it on the sides. And y'all know that SVG Clubhouse is opening up for new members on June 20th. And we have got really cute files for the month of June. And we also are going to be offering bonus files when we open the doors. So if you're a current member of SVG Clubhouse, you get the bonus files when we open the doors. They will be emailed to you the morning we open on June 20th. And if you are joining during the opening, you're going to want to join on day one, which is June 20th. We're open, that's a Tuesday, and we're open from Tuesday through Sunday, but you want to join on the first day because the first day is the only day that you can get all of the bonus files. Each day that you wait, a bonus file goes away. A bonus file gets dropped. So if you want all the bonus files, definitely plan to join on the first day. It is $17 a month, and you get, for the 17, you get 4 exclusive files per month that are not released anywhere but the membership group for at least 1 year, and it really is closer to 2 years by the time I end up releasing them. So they do not get released for a very long time to the public. They stay in the club, and members get the option of buying old files that are still not available to the public that were like membership files before you joined. So if you join, then you get to go back and see all the fun files that we've done before your membership, and you have the option to purchase those. So 4 exclusive files a month. You get the marketing photos, both blank and finished, for all 4 files to use for, marketing and selling your files to your customers. You get a detailed supply list with all the paint colors, all the links to things that I use for all the projects. So like if it's a shaker file, then I would give you links to where I got my sequins, and I got, whatever fillers we use. If we use ribbon or wire or beads, then I give you all the links to those, all the list of paint colors, so you don't have to go hunting that down. And we also do a live paint party each month in the club. So you get to see the live paint party. And I do a tutorial on one of the monthly files in the club each month. You also get to be in our private Facebook group. So we have a private group. It's a really good, it's a wonderful community of crafters who, get together and just ask questions and share ideas. And, if you have any issues with your project or your machine or whatever, that's a good place to pop in and ask questions and all of that. So if you're not already a member, I invite you to join on June 20th. We are having a lot of fun in our group, and we do a lot of really pretty projects. And I'll be sharing pictures of those new June projects on June 1st. I'll be sharing pictures so y'all can see what projects you'll be getting if you join. Let's see. You just came back from your friend's house playing with her Glowforge. Oh, that's fun, Penny. Oh, Tanya, you made your own craft website. Oh, that's awesome. The freight company lost your Thunder Laser. Oh, dear. Sheila, that's horrible. They lost it? I have never heard of that happening. That's terrible. Oh, my goodness. Well, I hope they find your shipment, and I hope they're able to get it to you soon. Yeah, I have not heard of that happening before. They're usually very good with their shipments and with getting everything unloaded and put where you need it and all of that, because we've ordered 2 machines from them. We have a machine here and a machine back in Virginia. So I am just following the lines on here that you probably can't see on the screen, but there are score lines on here for you to follow to paint your bricks. And we can hear the mower outside. So I'm just using a little bit of dark chocolate over top of the pebble color. So back to SVG Clubhouse, y'all. If you want to get on the wait list, all the links for today are in this video description. So the link to get on the wait list for the club is in the video description, as well as the link to the free file. The file is going to be free through the month of May, and usually pretty well into the next month lately, because I can't get my act together and get the new file out. So I apologize for that, but I didn't get this one out till almost the middle of May. But it is definitely free until the 1st of June. I don't take it down until I have a new free file to put up. So this is kind of messy, but we're going to go back and outline it. So don't worry about my messy painting here. I am going to go back with a black paint pen and outline it. And I'm going to do some highlights on here to make this pop a little bit more, because it looks really boring right now. So comment and tell me what color I should paint the word fire. Well, actually, it's 2 words, I guess. Fire pit. I wasn't sure, and it looked online that most people do 2 words for fire pit. I was going to do all the letters in white, even though that's kind of boring, because we do have a complicated background. We do have that night sky background. So I might just stick with white for the fire pit letters also, just so that we don't get, to where it's looking too busy. Or we could do maybe a shade of gray, like a light gray, just to have a little bit of color variation. Or what color is it going to be over? We could do, oh, it would be pretty. What I might do, I'm being real messy here, y'all. It's even getting on my own nerves here. But like I said, I'm going to outline this. I probably should have picked a smaller brush, but we're going to play and get it to look like in a few minutes. I'm just filling in these lines. I'm thinking maybe like a light purple because the night sky is purple and blue, and over that part where the fire pit sign is going to be, like the fire pit letters are going to be, is over the, I'm looking at the sign down here, over the light blue. I'm sorry, no. Yeah, over the light blue, the kind of medium to light blue. So I'm thinking like light purple might be pretty for the fire pit words. There was one point in my painting life that this would really bother me right now, how this looks, but I'm going with it because it's going to be fine when I'm done. I'm not stressing over it. It's messy. Thank you, Sheila. Sheila says she loves the club. Definitely want to get in on the first day. Thank you. Denver T-Force that screwed up, not Thunder. Oh, T-Force, because you're in Denver. Okay, I gotcha. All right, so we're gonna let this dry again before we play around with it anymore. So let's go ahead and do our fire pit. Fire pit words. And we will do, I swear they're right outside my window with that weed whacker, y'all. I apologize. It's just always the way it goes. Okay, so I can actually take my same sponge stick that has white on it because I do want the purple, lavender, whatever you want to call it, lilac meadow to be light. And I'm going to just sponge. And I'm actually going to pick up a little bit of white with it just to lighten it up some. And we'll sponge. That's too much paint on there. Let me get some of that off. It's going to be messy. Yeah, they're right outside the window. I'm not going to complain because somebody's cutting my grass, right? You can literally see the weed whacker going by though. I thought they were done. They're doing multiple people's yards at the same time, so I think they're just coming back with the weed whacker at the end. My husband actually told them that he didn't need the yard cut anymore because we're down here for a good while and he can do it himself. But I guess somebody didn't get the memo and they're here and they started cutting before I had a chance to tell them. And so I was like, I'm just gonna let the grass be cut for the week. And it's nice because our kids are here and we've got, you know, family stuff we're doing. So it's kind of nice that it's just being done. So this is sort of like a purpley white kind of deal that I got going on here situation. And I'm liking it. Just a little splotchy. Got a little color variation going on. You'll see it when it all, you know, when it all gets put together, you'll see that color variation a little bit better. All right, so while we're still waiting for our fire pit to dry, let's do our fire here. Where's my glue? Glue, glue, glue. All right. Our fire layers. This is Starbond glue. Somebody always asks, what glue? It is Starbond. All right. That is our layered fire. It's a lot lighter in person. There's shadows in here. It is what it is. You can kind of see it better if I turn it a little bit like that. Yeah, but it's definitely got that color variation that I was going for. All right, hopefully this is dry enough. I need to get my my hair dryer. That's what I need. I used to use a hair dryer, and I think I ended up having to steal my hair dryer for my hair because my hair dryer broke. So I stole my craft hair dryer to actually dry my hair. So that is where that is. I'm outlining my fire pit pieces, Trying to make them not look like a 5-year-old painted them. So y'all, I cut something out with my laser right before I went live today. I thought it'd be fun to work on a puzzle when we're bored, when my kids are here. I call them kids, but they're in college. But anyway, I seem to be the only person really interested in the puzzle currently. But that's okay. Get it started. Other people show interest in my puzzle, but it's a 80s puzzle, and y'all know me. I'm an 80s girl. Oh Lord, now my pen's getting like a ton of black out. I don't want that much black coming out. It's either not enough or too much. I'm wondering if I'm going to get, this is a Posca pen. It's a great Posca pen, but I'm thinking that I might get better luck with a Sharpie. But these Sharpies are all brush tip, and I kind of want to, I don't think I have a regular Sharpie in here. All brush tip Sharpies. Let me see how this does. Because for some reason, there, that's a little bit better. I'm trying to get a more defined line, and I think it's because my paint's wet that I'm having an issue. So yeah, the Sharpie it's doing a little better. So what I was going to tell y'all is that I forgot this one little spot with the brown. Is that I needed something. I didn't want to use our dining room table, kitchen table, whatever, and like not be able to eat at it because the kids are here. And if I put my puzzle on it, then I couldn't move it. So I went out to my Thunder Laser. And I looked on the box, and the box said it was a 24 by 30 finished puzzle. So I had some boards, and I cut out a board just a little bit bigger that can be a puzzle board that I can put on the table when we're doing it and then take it off when we want to eat. So I was like, whoa, that's just one more reason why it's have a laser, right? My husband, of course, was like, that is an expensive piece you're using there, because he gets very possessive of the wood because he is the one who does all the wood cutting now. So he knows how much it costs, and he tries to get all the pieces cut up into usable sizes for our blanks. And so I snagged like a pretty good sized board out there, and he's like, do you know how much that board is worth? I was like, it's going to be okay. We can spare a board. He was just joking. Okay. So I know y'all can't see. I really wish the lighting in here was better, and I've done everything to do. I really have. I have overhead lights. I have side lights. I have ring lights. I have lights everywhere, and I always look dark, and the dark colors look dark. I don't really know like what I can do. Okay, so there we go. But oh, it's frozen on the screen. There we go. But I'm gonna sort of, it's too dark, so I'm gonna brighten it up a little bit. So I'm gonna take my white, and I'm gonna just I'm gonna do a little blending. Shocker, I know, big shock, but I'm gonna blend paint. And all right, so I got a little brown on my paper plate. This is my paper plate over here, y'all. You see, here's where we do our paint. And I'm getting a little white mixed with the brown. I don't want just white. I'm just gonna see how this looks. I don't know that it's gonna look like I want it to. But we're just kind of just running it along the bottom. Just to kind of give it a little something, something. Okay, so that's how it looks now. Once again, looks better in person than it does on the screen. That's just how that goes. All right, is that it? I think everything's painted. I think we can put it together now. Trying to find room for all the things, as usual. Have no room because I have so much crap on my desk. Okay. Let's make some space. Okay. Here we go with our pretty night sky. I'm in love. I have to say that I'm in love with my night sky. I mean, come on, y'all. Love it. All right. So, always a dog hair in my craft room, especially now because this is technically my daughter's room down here. So, my dog, our chocolate lab, loves to sleep with Katie. So, he has been in here hanging out and shedding everywhere. And she has a day bed with a trundle, and he just pretty much, the trundle is his bed when she's here. Oh, thank you, Sheila. Yeah, rewind it when it's done, and you can see what we did. Okay, let's try to get all our pieces on here and figure out where everything needs to go. All right, this might be crooked, so just, you know, let me get everything placed and then we'll move it. I've always said this, but I like the shiplap lines because they actually help me with the placement of the letters. All right, we're probably out by the fire pit. Okay, so where's my E? Where is my E? Oh, here it is. Where's my apostrophe is what I need. I know I painted it. It's here somewhere. All right, we're gonna have to move that down so it'll fit. My apostrophe is somewhere. We're probably out by the, here it is. All right, now let me check how this is looking here. My logo is in the way. It's been so long since I put that logo up. Get rid of it. There I go. Okay. So let's see what we're gonna do here. Let's get it more centered. All right, I'm liking it. I think we're close. Yeah, probably. Out by the, let's just scooch over just a tad. Maybe move that in and move that in. What do y'all think? And then y'all know I'm going to want to glue this after I get off here so I can make sure it's straight so I don't mess it up. All right, let me put my comments back up here so I can see y'all. There we go. That is it, y'all. We're probably out by the fire pit, which is where we always were at our old house. So we got our night sky and our stars and all of our fun things. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you guys so much. Y'all are so sweet. I got to get all this paint off of me. Yeah, and that was a quick one to paint. So don't forget, this is free for the month of May. Would you guys be interested in, so you know all the different designs that I do. We've got our shelf sets, our tiered trays, our sandwich boards, our market stands, door hangers, of course, mini signs. What would you like? Comment and tell me if you're watching in the replay later on. Comment, or if you're watching now, either one. If you would like to see this fire pit theme made into a set, made into like another one of our little sets. So let me know. Also, today is $3 Thursday, you guys. So if you have not grabbed the $3 Thursday files for today, they're only $3 today. And today we have some really good deals because we have 2 files that are available. Let me pull the pictures up. Do I have the pictures on here? I think I do. I have to add them as an overlay. Hold on, let me do that real quick. So both of our little chairs, and I'll show y'all. Whoops, hold on. Hold that thought for just a moment. All right, they're going to load. It's going to take just a second for all 4 of those to load. So we have 2, oh, they loaded quickly. Okay, so we have 2 benches that are $3 today. The files are $3, not 2, $3. Today, the code is Thursday, caps. So grab them if you have not, because normally these are $10. So they're 70% off. So that's a really, really good deal on these. And they work with our shelf sets. So the first one is the standard bench, and that is cuts in 4 glow forge sheets, and it fits. Let me show you with one of the sets on there. So there it is with our Beach Vibes set. That fits on the little display chair, and then the other one is the chicken wire back, and that one is also $3 today. And here's the chicken shelf set displayed on that chair. So, and thank you to my partners who did these for me, painted these sets for me, because you guys did a fabulous job. I don't have the names in front of me off the top of my head, but they did such a cute job painting these. So those files are $3 today. So don't forget to grab them. And yeah, so thank you guys for joining me today for this paint tutorial. So you would love to see a sandwich board. We could totally do a sandwich board for the fire pit. That would be super fun. Oh, thank you so much, Julia. Yeah, it's always better in real life than just the digital image, right? Okay, so I will be live again next week for another paint tutorial. I'm not sure what day yet, but I will let y'all know when, and I will see you soon. So thanks for joining me. Bye.